entirely sure whether or not it made contact, but it sure looked brutal. Looks like they did score that as a pommel strike. That's going to be one more point against Claire. Oh!
It seems like we just saw a series of zverks followed by an out-of-tempo attempt to grapple.
This is calling that as a double. This is certainly a lot more intense than what we were seeing yesterday. These women are really bringing it. Claire patiently waiting, cutting her out. It's fair, it's fair, it's fair. That's the Zvercopter, and we have forearm protection off.
As to be expected at an early morning longsword tournament at close range. Let's see if we can see something else.
You know, some fencers just really love their Zverkopter. They're calling that another double. Protection is being left on the floor. Claire doesn't need it.
That is right. Forearm protection, unlike a lot of tournaments, is not required, only recommended at Santa Rosa Sword Crush. Oh!
Oh! Nice poise by Claire, but did she land that overhow?
That does look like an attempted thrust from Kat, though.
They said the afterblow was passe, but the initial landed on the shallow target. That should be 2 more points against Claire, which means Claire loses the match. That's Kat Frazier of On Guard Fencing with the win.
Already seeing some lovely fencing today.
All right, our next match is going to be between Jasmine Liu from Tosetti Institute of MMA and Fitness against Chianha Swin of F3 Sword Academy.
Real. Q is kind of a badass nickname.
It's like someone who should be making weapons for James Bond, right?
Yeah. Yes, indeed, Michael. Yes, indeed.
So once again, both of these women will be starting with 7 lives or hit points. And as they get hit, they will lose them. Some good fencing from Postobreve there. Oh, a snipe on the hand. Looks like the judges didn't think it was good. And there was a cut to the arm from Chianha, or Q. All right, they're saying there was an afterblow there. So, that means that Jasmine's only going to lose 1 life in that exchange. Trying to beat the sword away, attack the arm. Now, did they both hit, or was that only one? That was a double.
Now, Michael, does that mean that they both all?
There'll be no points, but if they get 3 doubles, they'll both lose the match. Oh, a thrust there from Jasmine.
Now, Michael, I will be needing some rules clearing my over-hard cooked egg whilst the rules were being announced. So, I'm a little confused every now and again.
Oh, there was an afterblow there, so Jasmine lost 1 more point, I guess. It sounds like Q landed first. Now, under this rule set, whoever lands first is the only one who can get points unless it's a double, in which case no one gets points. Oh, there was a thrust right there from Q, but it looks like Jasmine might have had an afterblow.
Strike against red with afterblow.
Yep, that's right. So Jasmine loses.
Guard, ready, fence.
Now, both of these women are from Northern California schools. Not too far from each other.
That is true, Michael. This seems to be a close club rivalry.
Oh, they're calling that another double, 1 more, and both of these women are out. All right, we've got some moving between Postobreve. Oh, there's another double. That means these women
their card back so that they can move into the finals.
That's going to really hurt their score going forward. Now our next match here is going to be once again Jasmine Liu from Tosetti Institute of MMA and Fitness against Claire Leahy from Einhorn LA Historical Fencing. So this is our another NorCal SoCal matchup. See both of our fencers waiting patiently. Looks like Jasmine maybe getting her gear adjusted. Oh, that's off camera. Oh, no, it's right there. Right there, right in front of you guys. Jasmine in a posto breve or flute. Up, looks like Claire may have landed a cut or a point there.
Let's see how it's called.
Judges are debating. Okay, they're saying that Claire landed that cut first, and then there was the afterblow. That means Jasmine is going to be down to 6 lives now. Oh, nope, I've got that backwards. It was against Claire, so Claire is down to 6. Alright, Claire ready to cut in. Now, always when these point forward guards against Tog is a little bit risky and prone to doubles like we just saw there.
Big these charging in close measure doubles.
Yes, again, when someone's point forward and the other one's from Tog, they have to be very careful to cover that line or it will be a double. Oh, we see that Jasmine has discarded her skirt. Claire now switching to a lower guard, working that bind, a little maybe fresh fenster work there as they feel the bind.
I'm seeing a lot of Zverks today. It looks like the meta right now might be to play a long game.
Now, one of the judges think that Claire got hit first, but we will see how this gets called. Certainly seems like a better strategy for Claire to close in with that point. Yes, Jasmine got struck first on this one. But did Jasmine land her strike first? That is the question.
That is the question, Michael. And I'm not entirely certain what any of these calls are at this point.
Because it's a lot harder to read the judges in the system. All right, well, Claire lost a life on that one. Jasmine must have hit her first before Claire clobbered into her. And Claire.
I don't believe so.
Digesting here.
Yeah, well, I'm eating my eggs over hard, the only correct way to cook your eggs, and I don't believe that thrust did land.
In which case, there would be that Zverhau from Claire. But the judges are currently deliberating, possibly trying to clarify the rules. We've got 45 seconds left on the clock, which feels like an eternity right now. Okay, looks like Claire got that cut to the arm. That's 2 points against Jasmine. Jasmine's now down to 4 lives. All right, here they go again. Jasmine closing with that point. Claire looks like she parried it off. They're still fencing. Ooh, and it's Zverhau from Claire. Looks like that Zverhau may have landed in the lower opening, but the judges might think that Jasmine landed something first. Could you see? Well, they're certainly closer to the action than we are.
And I do believe they just call that strike with afterblow.
Hit point. Bind. Oh! And Jasmine turning her back. Claire coming around with that Zverhau. And Jasmine turning her back. Claire coming around with that Zverhau. It looks like it may have struck the back of the head, which is usually in this tournament. Still deliberating. Fencer's waiting patiently. It looks like that was given to Claire. Full points for a strike to the head. So Jasmine.
Man, that exchange was entirely unsurprising.
We've seen this pattern before, certainly. Okay. 3. They're coming in, going for that spare how. There was a strike on top of the head. Maybe she hit the arms first. Yeah, and that is going to knock Jasmine Leo out of this. Claire Leahy from Einhorn, LA, taking the match.
Oh.
Some fierce fighting here today.
You know, Michael, I was going to suggest that we take a sip every time we see a Zwerk in an exchange today. But then again, we might die.
Especially if we were imbibing alcohol. Oh, a cut into a thrust from Claire. That was an excellent wind there. Looks to me like that's going to be a 3-point strike. And it is Q or Chianda losing 3 lives in that exchange. Both in Fumtog here. Cut into Q's opening there. That should be another 3-pointer.
Immediately seeing some significantly cleaner exchanges. Claire seems to be playing significantly more defensively, more conservatively.
When they're both coming out of Fumtog like that, it does make it a lot more difficult to cover oneself and attack safely. But when they're both high, it is a lot more easy. Longsword fencing here.
Shallow against white.
Oh, sounds like Q got the points on that one. She must have hit Claire's arm first. That's going to be 2 points against Claire. Oh, that again looks like a cut from Q, possibly with an afterblow. So I'm guessing that's going to be a point against Claire, but we will see.
I'm guessing too. I did zone out throughout the entirety of that exchange, so we'll see how the judges sum it up for me.
The judges clearly 3 points with no afterblow. Claire's down to 2 now. Claire's going to have to stay on her toes now. Fishing for a strike. Looks like Claire might have landed either a cut or a thrust. That's going to be 2 points, or 3 points. 3 points against Q there. It was a strike to the body. So Q down to her last life. Claire could even afford to get afterblowed here. She'll still win this one. Again, under the system, whoever strikes first gets points, no matter what. Claire waiting for opportunity. Looks like Claire might have managed to parry that attack to the hands and then cut thrust in, like cut down into a thrust, but I'm not sure if Q landed a cut to that arm.
Me neither, Michael. A lot of these exchanges are turning out to be...
Oh, yep, Claire managed to parry that. Claire giving her the 3 points for that thrust to the chest. That gives an Academy staying in against now Kat Frazier from unguard fencing. Both again. Kat being from the school, easy for your opponent to combat. Those hands. But in that last exchange, Claire managed to do that.
We seem to be waiting for the table on when we're going to start this match. Still twiddling our thumbs a little bit.
Q is ready, saluting her opponent already. All right, and here we go.
All right, it is time for blood.
Kat coming out, post to Breve. Looks like Kat may have tagged Q's arms there. Kat definitely has the reach advantage here. Right. Those Unterhauen, those cuts from beneath. It sounds like they are, in fact, calling that as a 3-point strike. That's right.
Oh, and Kat is approaching her opponent.
Wash the exchange.
Kat, in the interest of has retracted her point, it seems.
Cut from Kat to the arm, possibly with an afterblow. Kat lost another life. She's down to 3 now. Here they go, getting in that bind. Oh, and Kat taking a cut to the leg, but that looked like it may have been a double.
Youch.
Yes, indeed. At the same time, so we have a double. That's good for us.
Q is on the verge of death, bleeding out, begging for mercy. Let's see if she can bring it back to a winning position. All she needs to do is deliver a good hit to Kat, all clean.
Yep, and that's all for Kat Frazier from On Guard Fencing to win this match.
Lays on the feather that breaks the camel's back.
This will be our last exchange now. Kat Frazier is going to stay in white from On Guard Fencing. We've got Jasmine Liu coming in from Tosetti Institute.
Now Jasmine seems to be trying to repeat her previous winning strategy, but Kat is adapting quickly.
Again, with this rule set, Kat to take a cut to that leg and then get stabbed immediately in return, because she will still get points so long as she's the first person to land a blow.
This looks like the judges are calling a strike to the back of the head. This looks like the judges are calling a strike to the back of the head. Is that going to be a yellow card?
That is this that they can penalize strikes to the back of the head, but they will this. Jasmine managed to move her blade in that hand, and that should be a strike against her. But did the judges see it?
It does look like the judges are going to end up believing you on that one.
Oh, they did not see that sword moving. They're giving that 2 points for Kat, despite the fact that there was blade movement in Kat's hand. Judges missed that one. All right, a thrust from Jasmine on that one.
Beautiful thrust there.
Right in the arm, that's going to be enough to knock Kat out. Match for Jasmine Liu of the Tosetti Institute of MMA and Fitness.
Against red.
We're just waiting for the judges at the table to acknowledge that. All right, there we go, and that is it. I believe that is the end of our pool. Now there's still one pool running right now. The other side of the room. That is in fact is Kim Sela that we're watching fight right now. Ashton with the red armband, but the blue and gray, or sorry, is with the red armband and the blue and gray fencing uniform. Ashton Warren in the black and purple as one fencer. Some strikes against the player, all one against the hand.
Ashton plenty. She does prefer to. Both fighters.
know that was late, but warned against that.
On guard, ready, fence.
Okay, on guard, ready, fence.
Point, hold.
Hold.
No exchange, reason being. Action clear, nothing done on our
Against white.
On guard.
We see contact shallow, but we call no quality.
Point, hold.
On guard, ready, fence.
Though many went to stand into
Ready, fence! Point! Point! Oh! Okay, yeah, initial attack. So this will be a afterblow against white fence. Yeah, red initial attack. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Spencer, go. Ready.
Ashton is also using Gabriel gloves. Gabriel gloves do seem to be
Point. Oh.
meta.
We call it an initial attack from white arrives to the arm. So this will be shallow target against red. There's a continuation of tempo 2 later with a strike to the head. But the initial action doesn't arrive.
Hey, Ashton got a shallow strike.
Procedural hold for 1 second. For pool 4, we are going to run fields at once. We're going to continue here. Ready? Ready? Spencer! Thank you for your patience. On guard. Ready? Fence!
That is a lot.
Oh, wait! Oh! Yes, I think nothing but initially. Continuation from white arrives with the rest of the Okay, so this will be a deep target against red.
That's right. It's a 3-point strike against Mungshi there.
Ready? Fetsu. Guard. Ready. Fence.
Yes, that being the same moment as each other.
They're positioning, trying to control distance. Mungshi waiting for that strike, wanting to come in the knock. Up, and there was Mungshi's strike to let it might have landed a moment before Ashton's strike to the head. The judges concur, which again, even though Mungshi got knocked in the head with that overhow, she still is going to get points out of this.
Both fighters do seem to be endangering themselves with their initial actions. That is true. It does seem like a rule set is incentivizing fencing that is unsafe. I have seen some safer behavior on a budget freight train.
Oh, they're giving that as a full 3 points against Ashton. I guess they're considering that a strike to the body. Oh, nice thrust, but that looked like a double to me. The thrust was beautiful, but I don't think it stopped that overhaul.
But like you just said, I don't believe it was enough to stop.
Oh, but they are giving her the full 3 points for that. And so Mungshi has won, despite it looked like getting hit in the head in that exchange. Maybe she managed to lock out the cut.
Like we said, a lot of incentivizing unsafe fencing.
Very interesting. Ashton is a fairly well-ranked fencer, I believe. But Mungshi's no slouch. That is definitely going to hurt Ashton in the rankings. She had been on top. Now Mungshi is doing much better.
These exchanges are looking rather messy. The final cards might be a toss-up considering the amount of doubles and simultaneous exchanges that are happening throughout these matches. I'm curious as to how they're going to play out the finals.
It is going to be interesting to see how this works. And I'm hoping that as we get to the higher levels, we will see more safe fencing than we've seen in these pools. All right, here we've got should be is against Susanna, but that does not. That looks like it's going to be Mungshi against Kira. I wonder if something happened to one of our fencers, because they're looks like they're skipping a match in the queue.
Okay. Are we rotating or you want to go here?
Oh, they're splitting the pool. So Iz and Susanna are having their match in the background there. Meanwhile, in the match right in front of us, we're going to be seeing Mungshi and Kira. That makes sense. They're splitting it up so that they can get through the matches more quickly.
Now that is a peculiar move. I don't believe I've ever seen that done in a tournament. Is that all too common? Have you seen that often, Michael?
I have not seen that before, but it makes sense given that we are on a time constraint here and we ran very late yesterday.
Leap in after all that combat.
Looks like Mungshi might have managed to snipe Kira's arm there.
Right through the guard.
Sounds like there was a thrust. I didn't see that, but we don't have a great view right now.
Ashton does seem to be blocking most of our view. We might have to start throwing rocks at him.
Okay, looks like Mungshi lost one leg because there was an afterglow there. Possibly Kira landed a thrust and Mungshi delivered that arm strike right after. Here our fencers go at it. A little bit of blade engagement, but they're not willing to stay in Spresh Fenster, so we're not quite seeing them follow Lichnauer's advice here. But there's a little tip-tapping. No one willing to take that commitment to a deep target yet. Did Kira Land an arm strike there.
It looks like it. And then again, a whole lot of this fencing is looking rather vulgar. I'm not sure what the call is there.
By vulgar fencing. Right, so Kira and Mengshi again. Oh, and we have a strike to the lower opening from Mengshi, possibly to the lower body.
A passe thrust
Kira
from White that does not arrive
going for an attack to the torso, but she may have been passe.
after Red delivers a cut to the
One more time, this rule set does seem to be encouraged.
Movements that in the German school be called gleich, right? It means simultaneous. At the same time, and yes, that was 3 points against Kira for that body shot from Mengshi. Tapping, ooh, a nice thrust from Mengshi, possibly with a simultaneous hand strike from Kira. That's right. And that's going to be called, looks like, as a double.
We're watching the exchange.
They're not counting as a double, despite the fact that they both got hit. Possibly because our judges can't agree as to whether or not the hand strike was good.
Fencer, guard, ready, fence.
Here they come. Mengshi again favoring that Einhorn, but now dropping down into a Flug. Kira and Postabreve kind of trying to snipe those hands. Mengshi waiting perhaps for a thrust. I'd like to see another thrust like that, Mengshi. A lot more interesting with hand side. Oh, she goes for the thrust, but she's passe. Kira possibly getting a strike to the hands.
Ooh, the judges seem to completely disagree on who landed a strike. Neither thinking that there was a singular strike to either side. We may be seeing an appearance from our favorite judge, Helen Keller, over here.
Initial attack, carried, repost, arrives from White.
Yeah, the judges can't hear. See, that would be bad. Now, there is a lot of deliberation. Judges taking all the time they feel they need. Up. And that is match. They down. It's like musical chairs in here as far as who's in the lead.
Now let's move over to our sponsors.
We've got CHFD, that's Chunking Historical Fencing Guild. Yes, and they make, Chunking Historical Fencing Guild makes the Gabriel gloves. Based out of China. They make excellent work. Many of our fencers today are wearing those gloves, enjoying those gloves. We've got Wukusi Armory, who make excellent masks covering the back of the head, whole head protection, you might say. We've got art by Amber Damari by Masterstroke Games, which, Ronan, you were saying that was like a Warhammer tabletop style game, right?
Yes, indeed. That is a tabletop strategy game.
Seems to be based on Fiore. And we are back to the action here. Looks like we've got Ashton Warren fencing off against. Who is she up against right now? That is against Susanna Jackson from On Guard, 2 Northern California fencers. That was a double in that first exchange. And another double.
Once again, we're seeing a lot of doubles happening here today.
It is unfortunate. In this case, they're going to call that as a point for Susanna with an afterblow. So that is going to be 1 point against Ashton. So it really, again, looked like a double to me. Sometimes the judges are hesitant to call that third double, because that does mean that both fencers will immediately lose the match. Circling, they know they don't want another double, but Susanna only likes those shallow targets. So I did see a strike on the hand from Susanna.
Entirely unsurprised. Okay.
Not a lot of rotation, but doesn't need to be under this rule set. Yep, that is another 2 points against Ashton. Ashton may lose this match if she does.
Both fighters are standing in the proverbial waiting room of fencing.
Again, Susanna going for those hands. Looks like Ashton may have hit her in the head at the same time. Was that a double? Judges conferring.
That looks like a double to me, Michael, but I think they're going to call that as strike with afterblow for some reason, even though their strikes started at the exact same time.
And landed at the really hesitant to call that third double because it will mean both fencers will lose the match. Some judges don't have that issue, but some do. More deliberation. Again, the judges under this rule set, they are welcome to take all the time that they wish, and the timer does get stopped while they're deliberating. No one gets anything. They really don't want to double out these fencers, despite the fact that we see again another double. And this time, the judges have to call it, and that is double out. Brutal for the ranking of these two fencers at this event.
It is genuinely surprising how much we're seeing simultaneous strikes be used in this tournament. I'm hoping to see this turn around.
Again, there is an advantage in this event to striking first. It's okay if your opponent hits you a fraction of a second later, so long as you land that blow first under this rule set. Not all human tournaments use this rule set, but many do, or use that same tempo priority rule basis. But several do, and it guarantee you points. But in this event, you are guaranteed points so long as you land first. Looks like we might have Ashton Warren against Kira Baylor next.
Let's see if the trend of continuous doubles continues. I'm hoping that the fighters will eventually catch on to the continuous stream of double strikes and adapt to it, at least giving us some more interesting fencing here.
I couldn't see.
I don't believe Ashton... Oh, no. No, sorry. I don't believe Kira was able to return a strike after Ashton's...
Oh, no, they are calling that an afterblow. So that's 1 point against Kira.
I see. Oh, okay. We're seeing another double.
Strike to the hand. Looks like they're not giving Ashton. Ashton may have ended up on Kira's cross. They're not giving Ashton any points for that, so that's going to be 2 points against Ashton for that hand strike. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I've got that backwards. They're not giving Kira any points for hitting Ashton's hand. Harry, strike to the hand from Kira. Possibly a double.
Yep, that's a double. Oh, no, we're deliberating.
Judges again conferring. Waiting to see how they come out here.
Both seem to be speaking in sign language. There we go. That is the first double of the match.
All right, here they go. Kira posta breve. Ashton Warren in the lazy Fumtag. Ashton coming out, trying to go, ooh. And it looks like Ashton missed her cut. Kira landing on the arms.
I disagree, Michael. It does look like, to me at least, that Ashton finished that cut, but it does look like Kira kind of just waved her sword in the general direction of Ashton.
I'm going to say that she hit you in the arm.
Let's see the call on that.
They're calling that as a cut with afterblow. That's going to be 1 point. Looks like against Kira, perhaps?
I do believe initially they only called Kira's strike.
Yeah, that was 1 point against Kira again. Ashton must have landed hers a little bit first. Kira trying to go for those hands, but Ashton trying to go deep. Oh, look at that blade grab. Strike to the head.
That was a pretty impressive grapple there. Very clean, very...
That's going to be a 3 point. Oh, They gave that 3 points against Ashton.
Uh,
Kira must have hit her on the way in.
okay.
And then that
Sure.
looked like a double.
Initial clash, nothing done, and then both.
Definitely the judges are seeing some stuff that we're not seeing today. Now that last one, yes, was in fact their second double. One more of those and they double out again, which will be brutal for the rankings of these two fencers, especially Ashton, since she's already doubled out once today. Oh, there's a parry there. Out, and a strike to the hand from Kira. Possibly Ashton landed one first.
It did look to me like that strike was clean, though I did not get an angle from the other side.
Kira again going for those hands. There it was. Kira clearly got that hand shot. Possibly with an afterblow. So that should be 1 and 2 points against Ashton, depending on if they think the afterblow was any good. They are calling the after good. They are calling the afterblow good. So that's going to be 1 point against Ashton. Still anybody's match. A single strike could finish this. Oh, Kieran ending up in the arms. Was that a double though? Oh, in the head. Kieran ended up in the head. Must have been over the arms into the head.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, and it seems that that's going to bring it home for Ashton.
Yep. Oh, Ashton ended up in Kira's head. Kira lost that match.
Now I am going to yell at my bestest buddy Carter to bring me my mission because my leg hurts like hell. Carter! Carter! Medication, would you kindly? Thank you, good sir.
You are still on mic.
I know I am, Michael. I thought the world needed to know.
Of course, I
He
am.
needs his brain meds.
I need my brain meds.
All right, we are going to be changing our stream setup. We might lose you for a minute here, but hang on if that happens. We'll be right back. We've got one more match, looks like, ahead of us. Is Kim C. Love against Kira Baylor. For those of you who are wondering where our scoring went, don't worry, that will be back. Sometimes when we switch to a secondary ring like we have right now, we lose the scoring stuff, but it'll be back.
Ready? Fencer salute. On guard. Ready. Fence.
And we are watching Is Kim C. Love from the Lonan League fight Kira Baylor. Is coming all the way down from Seattle to fight here in Northern California today against Kira Baylor from On Guard. And Is landed a shallow strike against Kira for 2 points.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
And here they close, both in Flug or Posta Breve. It's there from Kira. But I don't know if Is landed something as well.
It does look like there was at least one clean strike there, but I did not. It does look like there was at least one clean strike there, but I did not see if there was an afterblow or even possibly a simultaneous strike. It's up in the air and in the judges' hands.
And the judges don't seem to be sure either. A lot of discussion trying to figure out what just happened.
Judges aren't in agreement, so we're going to watch that.
That exchange. Both of our fencers closing in, point forward. Is in a lower Albert style guard. Oh, there was a parry. Oh, looks like Is managed to rotate, get control of that bind, and get her sword into Kira's head. That should be a 3-point strike for Is, but how is it going to go?
Really? Okay.
All right.
A good call. Carter has my meds. My knee's going to stop hurting soon. It's going to be fantastic. Maybe
Is
I'll leave
attempting
a
some
little
hand
soon.
snipes. All right, Kira going for a hand snipe that just missed. Same thing, they landed something at the same time. But definitely is landed a cut there to the body.
So that was a bit of back and forth on the crossguard mostly. And then we have a cut to the shoulder, so a shallow against the right.
All right, and that's the match for is, and I believe that will finish up our represented genders, and that's going to include women, trans individuals, and those who do not identify as male. In other words, everything except for male.
Yes, that is right, Michael. And I've got a question. Do you know if there's going to be a secondary pool?
I believe so. I believe in all of the events here at Sword Crush this weekend, they're doing an initial pool, which we've just finished here, and now we're going to do a second round of pools, I believe, following this one. Yes, it looks like there will be a second pool set. Now, coming out of this first round, we've got Jenna Johnson in the lead, followed by Rochelle DeBolt and Iz Kimsilov, who we just saw fence from Lonan League, in third. And of course, rounding out the top four, we have Elise Coleman, who we've seen here. So we're going to leave you here watching what's going on in the background, and we will be back shortly, ready for round 2 of pools in URG Longsword.
All right, welcome back to Sword Crush. We are jumping right back into it. These fighters got quick. And moving into our second set of pools, we've got Jasmine and Kat.
I'm not sure that's
Yeah, me neither, Ted. I don't think that's correct. Halfway through saying that, I felt wrong on the inside. It's like a little tingle. Could tell.
Kimsey Love. Oh, sorry. We've got Claire Leahy against Is Kimsey Love here. That's Claire Leahy in red from Einhorn, LA against Is Kimsey Love in white. Is coming from the Lonan League in Seattle. Is currently wearing blue and gray, and Claire is in black with the red armband. They sure got this going fast on this second round, which is good for keeping this event on track. Currently, Claire is 5 points ahead of Is. Claire being, of course, a very good top-level fencer. Looks like there were some hand hits there.
Claire's running into an issue of being unable to cover her hands after delivering that initial strike. Judges calling this.
Oh, they did count that as a strike against red. So Is landed that one first, 2 points. Is favoring a low Albert style guard, bringing it up now. And Claire staying in Fomtag, waiting for her chance to strike in, perhaps hoping to get that headshot. But any strike from Claire without an afterblow will finish this off. Oh, there's the Zvercopter. And then a pommel at the end. But I believe one of those spheres landed. But did it land first?
I do believe one of those Zverks did make contact.
Yep, and they are giving that as a body strike. That's going to knock Is out of the match. Victory for Claire Leahy from Einhorn, LA.
A very swift victory for Claire. Let's see who's up next. That is Carter Wenner and Susanna Jackson.
That is correct. We've got Susanna Jackson from On Guard Fencing in red. She's in the yellow and white. And against Carter Wenner from Sacramento Historical Fencing in white, wearing all of the purple. And if I do recall, Susanna really likes to take those hand snipes, so we can probably expect to see more of that today.
Now, Carter is a very technical fencer. I'm wondering how he's going to approach that. Oh, and a very clean strike to head from Carter to Susanna.
Right.
Very nice. You love to see it.
Carter attacking in the knock, striking after Susanna missed her strike to those arms. Very well timed. Now, Carter does have considerable height advantage and reach advantage against Susanna here. Waiting now on the judges and table.
If Carter can keep up, surely he'll have no trouble. And that's exactly what he does. He goes for another strike to the head.
That is a nice parry riposte here in this URG tournament. Underrepresented genders. Susanna now down to one single hit point in this match.
All Carter needs is a strike to the hands, and he's...
Susanna almost getting his hands, but... Oh, and then there's that head strike, possibly a double. Nope, the judges think the head strike was clean.
Alrighty, Susanna seems to be pulling it back a little bit.
Susanna knocked out by Carter.
Oh, and that is it.
That
Carter
is the
takes
match.
that victory.
Those head strikes. When you depend on those hand strikes, it can be difficult to cover those high attacks, especially against a much taller opponent like Carter was in that exchange. We should have Hillary Lipsick coming on now in red from F3 Sword Academy here in the Bay Area against Is Kimsey Love from Lonan League. Two relatively tall women here.
Nope. Hillary striking the floor. Are we going to call that?
Doesn't look like they're going to penalize that strike to the floor. They are going to give
We're
it
swapping swords, Michael.
Oh!
We've changed from a tournament feather I don't recognize to a Sigi King on Hillary's side.
And Hillary, of course, being a left-hander, trouble if she's not used to it. But, of course, it looks like is also a left-hander.
You know, I did not know that you were allowed to switch swords mid-match.
If your sword has been checked by gear check, it should be okay. But the question is, did they run that by gear check? No exchange on that last one. Hillary's down by 2. Hillary coming in from Fumtog, now hand strike. Oh, both them swinging, 2 very flat strikes, but one of the judges thinks it's good. Cut to the arm.
Yep, it looks like they're calling that cut to the arm for Liz.
Yep, they are. So that's dropping Hillary now down to 3 points. Hillary again starting from Fumtog is coming into Posta Breve. Look, attempting to go for those hands.
Hillary is battered and bleeding. Are they going to call that against Hillary?
That is the question. They have called that against Hillary. That's 2 more points.
Hillary seems to be out of the running, but it is still absolutely possible for her to bring it back.
We've got a minute left. Hillary just glancing, I guess, to Iz's gloves. Not quite getting a solid strike there. Oh, looks like Iz may have had a hand strike on Hillary. That should finish the match.
Oh. Are they calling that a...
They
Yep.
are. Yep, that is the match.
Iz cleaned that up real nice. Taking up a sweep on that one. Carter Wenner is back up again. Who is he fighting, Michael?
Carter is going to be fighting Claire Leahy. So Claire Leahy coming out now in red. Carter Wenner on white. Carter again is the guy in the purple, and Claire is in all black.
As we've seen before, Claire is a very well spoken for tournament fighter. Claire's very
Claire's been doing
skilled.
very well so far. All right, Carter coming out in an extended, would you call that a Breck fencer or something like that? You're a Meyer fencer, right?
I would call that Ted, stop making fun of me. Verada Versetsung. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm less familiar with some of Meyer's guards, and I do know that Carter does fence in that Meyer style here. Claire using a more traditional early German style, I believe. Claire closing in that bind, cutting around. Looks like she may have had a cut, but did Carter get something on her arms first?
While Carter does fight primarily with a Meyer-based style, he does take pride in mixing in a bit of Italian into his longsword fencing.
Oh, really?
He does. He does.
All right, I will start throwing in some Italian terminology then. All right. Oh, they are counting that as a strike against Carter with afterblow, so that brings Carter down to 6.
I do believe that was the right call.
Yep, sounds appropriate to me. There, Claire comes in again from Fumtog. Carter in this thumb grip.
He just switched hands.
Yep. Oh, and there was a strike to the hand from...
Just landed that initial shield how.
Oh, did he? I missed that.
Yeah, did the judges see it, though?
Well, I didn't, but we've got a lot of camera equipment in front of our faces, so it's difficult sometimes to see.
Carter is very good at that parry riposte against thrusts.
Looks like they has 3 points against Carter, so Claire taking a commanding lead now. Looks like Claire may have tapped his hand again on that last one.
Carter seems to be struggling to get past Claire's initial strikes.
Yep, that's another 2 points against Carter. Carter's down to his last life. Claire taking control of this fight, pushing Carter back.
Carter needs to get clear and wants to take this home.
You see, again, she's coming in. They work from the bind. Claire maintaining measure. Little spresh fenster there as they work from that bind. Claire testing the bind, attacking with the Zeracopter. Now, did Carter get her arms on the way in?
I did hear it. I did see it. Do the judges agree with me? No, they do not.
Oh, they do.
Oh,
they do.
Strike against red. There we go.
Yep, Carter got her. So that's 2 points against Claire. Up, Carter going for a shillhow. Didn't land. Claire, Zeracopting in, cutting around.
Claire being very aggressive, trying to take that initial hit against Carter. Carter being very defensive, trying to get that riposte. Let's see what the judges have to say about that. I didn't get a good view on it.
I couldn't see if there was anything from Carter. Claire did land a cut at the end. Now, Claire does have a significant height disadvantage against Carter, and so she knows she has to close fairly aggressively if she doesn't want to let him pick her apart at measure.
It does seem like they're calling that as a strike against White. That is Carter Wenner taking
With
him out of the
afterblow,
game.
But that will be enough to give Claire. That was Claire Leahy from Einhorn, LA, taking that match. Next match, we've got Hillary Lipsig in red. Hillary has the navy blue jacket and the bright yellow, neon yellow shoes. And Susanna Jackson in the yellow jacket and white pants. Susanna again sticking exclusively to striking low priority targets every match we've seen so far. And Hillary does have a considerable height advantage here. Hillary closing in with an Oberhow. Looks like Susanna tried to hit a hand, but I don't know whether she got that hand first.
I don't either, Michael.
But if Susanna got that hand first, she definitely will be the only one getting points in this exchange, despite getting clobbered on the head. Yes, in fact, Susanna caught that hand and gets a point. So Hillary
Nervous for my run in open longsword, considering this rule set is not something that I'm used to.
It's a little bit different because if you land any kind of attack, you are guaranteed points. Oh, it looks like possibly a double, but Susanna might have landed hers a 1/10 of a second first. Now it looks like the judges are calling that a double. Both fencers going into each other. That advantage doesn't help if your opponent strikes your limb while you strike their head.
Now it does seem like that sliver of a second is very important, whether or not the judges consider it to be a double.
Yeah, sometimes.
A controversial way of calling it.
Sometimes, and sometimes the judges can really pick apart fractions of a second in deciding whether or not something is a double or an afterblow. Oh, we get a bind, pommel from Hillary there. I didn't see anything from Susanna, but she might have landed something first. Definitely a pommel from Hillary, though. Now, pommels are worth only 1 point in this rule set. So if
Is that right?
That's right. Everything else is 2 or 3, but pommels are only worth 1.
That is very interesting, Michael. I would not have expected that rule set.
It's there are many rule sets that assign a lesser value to pommels. Pommels can be very dangerous, and they don't want the fencers knocking each other out.
That is true, Michael. I would assume that disincentivizing reckless grappling would be a priority.
Oh, and that looked like a double to me. After
Hillary.
they did assign that pommel to Hillary, so we're at 6-6 and 2 doubles now.
Hillary really wound up that cut.
She is trying to smash. Oh, it looks like we have a penalty being applied.
That is right. It does look like we're making an excessive force call.
Yep, that she did really go into clobber Susanna there.
Then again, that may just be a result of judge perception with the wind back on that cut.
That's right. Waiting for the call to get registered here. Oh, they are taking away the double, possibly because there was a...
That is right. If there is a yellow card in play, I think automatically there's no points scored.
That would make sense in this particular case. You're already penalizing one fencer. Why penalize both? Looks like the card now has been registered. Just waiting for the judges to be ready to go again.
It seems like the table is playing Balloon's tower defense on his laptop while we're waiting for the rest of the fighters to continue going at it.
They gave them both excessive force penalties.
Okay, that's
what a
quite
turn
the
of events.
revolution.
We've got 2 yellow cards on the table here, and the match is resuming.
You know, I'm not entirely certain why we're giving 2
Yep.
yellow cards.
A thrust from Susanna. Would never have expected that.
A beautiful thrust, too. Very well delivered.
Yep. That's going to be 3 points against Hillary. Should knock her now down to 3. Yes, and that is how that was called. Susanna perhaps finding that she's going to have more success if she covers herself in her attacks rather than continuing those hand snipes. Up. Susanna looks like she's ready for another hand snipe. Hillary again in left thumb tog. Possibly Hillary came down on Susanna's arm. Judges seem to agree.
Yep. Looks like we're in consensus.
So that's going to be 2. Oh, nope. That's been scored against Hillary. Hillary's down to 1 point. I thought that strike was against Susanna.
Oh.
Last cut there. I do wonder if there's been some confusion between the judges and the table and how these are being called, since they are calling them against players rather than for them. And that was match for Susanna with that last cut. Thrust? I didn't see it.
A cut, and Hillary self-called that to the chest. Very honorable.
Well, Susanna is really doing quite well in these matches today.
Yes, indeed. Michael, do we know how well she did in the first round of pools?
We can look that up. In the first round of the pools, Susanna came in. Oh, she was only 16th. But in this pool, she's doing rather well.
It seems that Susanna has found the will to bring it back.
Yeah, she's doing much better this round than she did last round.
All right, now moving on to our next fight, we've got Iz and Carter.
That's Iz Kimsey Love from Lonan League in red, wearing the blue and gray, and Carter Wenner from Sacramento Historical Fencing in white with the purple. And that was a hand snipe from Iz there.
Iz hits Carter with the hand snipe after Carter comes out clowning, waving his sword around. Carter may be coping and seething in the corner.
Waiting for the judges to finish determining that. To me,
oh, it looks like Carter is waving away a strike.
I mean, I only saw that cut to the hand. That's the only thing I saw.
Yeah, me too. I don't think the
Okay, the judges have finally caught up with that in the table, so.
That was very confusing.
All right, here they close, point forward, but no binding. They're avoiding that bind. Carter going for a thrust. Is looking for an opening. Again, is being left-handed. It looks like is attacked into Carter's outside opening there.
Carter may have landed that thrust. Yep. Now I can't tell who they're calling that against. I'm not entirely certain if the hand signals have changed due to the reverse rule set with counting down as opposed to counting up.
All right, and here they go, both in low guards. Carter throwing a Krumpau just to try to engage that blade. Carter going for a thrust and is ringing out. I didn't see a strike, did you?
No, I did not either. I do believe Carter was only trying to provoke a larger action from Iz, as Iz is staying in a relatively low point forward guard.
It looks like they're calling that as a strike against Carter's arm. I just missed it, I guess. Possibly. Oh, nope. Judges don't think there's anything there. Is going for that hand again. Judges not calling it. Carter going for a one-handed thrust, parried by Iz. Hit from Iz to Carter's shoulder.
Yeah, but I also saw a strike from Carter to Iz to the head.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I did.
This could be a double. They've called one double earlier.
Now, Michael, do you know if one-handed thrusts are allowed?
They are. All one-handed strikes are permitted in this tournament.
Very interesting.
And there is no penalty of any kind applied to them. Most TEMA tournaments tend to constrain or otherwise reduce the effectiveness of one-handed strikes, but at this event, they are fully scored, and there are no restrictions placed on them. Up. They did give that one as a strike to the head from Carter. Is losing 3 points on that exchange.
All right, now they're back at it again.
All right, Carter staying in that extended forward guard, is going for a hand snipe. Also staying extended, but no blade engagement here. Avoiding that Spressfenster. Is trying to constrain and come in. Carter disengage.
Michael, I missed that between the camera equipment. Did you get a better view on that exchange?
I didn't have a great view. I did see that disengage from Carter. I couldn't see where it landed or if it landed, but it looked like it may have. I also was not certain if Iz landed something as it was coming in. Looks like they did consider that a strike with afterblade. So that's
see.
One more point against Iz. Is going to try to constrain, attack that outside opening. Carter is going to be weak on that outside because Iz is coming in left-handed against his right. But she'll have the same weakness against him.
I do believe that was a strike from Iz to Carter on the arm.
It looked like that to me as well.
Carter seems to be struggling to get those upper opening strikes. Let's see if he adapts.
Possibly less familiar with left-handed fencers like Iz. And she's not the only one in this pool. He was actually, I noticed that Carter was fencing left-handed earlier. Oh, and that is going to be 2 points against Carter, which gives Iz the match on time. But Carter was using a left approach earlier.
I do believe the left-handedness is an attempt to set up that one-handed thrust. I've fenced Carter very frequently, nearly every day, and I'm yet to see him go into a left-handed guard without the intention to use a one-handed thrust. So I do believe he's trying to set up that thrust with a goofy hand position.
That very well could be. So in our next match, we've got Hillary Lipsig of F3 Sword Academy facing off against Claire Leahy from Einhorn, LA. Oh, one-handed swing from Hillary. She's really trying to leverage her reach. She knows she outreaches Claire, but Claire tagged her, it looks like possibly in the arm.
Hillary does seem to have a consistent problem with winding up her strikes before sending them, telegraphing them to Claire.
And it looks like there was no control over Hillary's cuts there when she was going one-handed, but judges not having an issue with it. Claire did get those 2 points. Oh, both fencers miss. Claire waiting for the knock, going for those fair hows. Looks like Claire may have landed a cut to the arm. I couldn't see if there was anything from Hillary.
What's the call from the judges? I don't know. I think
Looks like they might be washing it.
Yeah, that looks like a wash to me.
Yes, indeed. They are washing the exchange. It was definitely a little bit messy, so not super surprising that the judges didn't like it. All right, both fencers in Fomtag again, with Hillary being a left-hander. Coming in.
Yet again, winding back that Zorn before she sends it, allowing Claire to see it coming, getting that riposte in.
There, sounds like they're calling a strike against red. Possibly. Nope, not a cut to the arm. That was a deep target cut from Claire. That drops Hillary down to 2 hit points left.
Yep, there we go.
Up, and there was a cut to the arm from Hillary. But did Claire get that last one? I am seeing some flat strikes. A lot of flat strikes today.
Hillary once again going for the Dark Souls-esque wind-up attack that seems to be bringing her down a little bit.
That was a strike onto Claire's arm. That's what it looked like to me. The fencer's not really... Claire looks like maybe attempting to get some blade engagement. Hillary, not so much. She's just trying to get into that opening. Look at her. That big Oberhow. Hillary is just trying to land something first because Hillary knows if she can get her Oberhow in first, she will get points no matter what.
Hillary is being very consistent with that singular Zorn. It is not working out for her. Claire is getting that parry in, immediately rebounding with a riposte.
That's right. Claire is trying to, maybe parry that initial strike or countercut into it and then get something in the knock or go for its Fairhau or something like that. If you are not familiar with German longsword, an Oberhau was a cut from above in earlier German systems called a Zornhau in Meyer's system. And they are giving that as a strike from Claire. She must have successfully parried that Oberhau from Hillary. And that gives Claire the match. Claire Leahy from Einhorn, LA.
I do have to clarify that still an Oberhau and a Zornhau are different things in Meyer's long.
But what is called an Oberhau in earlier systems can be called a Zornhau in Meyer's system. Where anything thrown from Zufechten as an initial action is never a Zornhau in Lichtenauer's system. Here we have Kim Si Love in red, wearing blue and gray, against Susanna Jackson with the yellow jacket. Both point forward. Susanna going for those hand strikes.
It looks like Susanna got that initial cut to hand, followed by an afterblow from Iz. Will it matter?
Yeah, the afterblow certainly questionable, but there was contact for sure. Oh, they're calling that a 3-point strike. I guess Susanna must have made contact with the body. Susanna winding back, looking for those limbs, getting parried off by Iz. Oh, there was a flat strike to the body, followed by a cut by Iz.
Now, Susanna seems to have gone in for a thrust, which ended up passe over the shoulder. Will they call that as a proper cut? See, it did land and stay in contact for a while. What's the judge's call?
They are counting that as only a cut against Susanna from Iz. So they're ignoring Susanna's missed attack that landed flat. And now we are 4-4 in this match.
It would seem that one of the corner coaches is showing the judge his Clash of Clans clan and his level 10 tower. Town Hall, sorry.
Looks like the judge and the coach think that the call was different for that initial exchange, and the ring coach is wanting to confirm that the score that we have is the correct score. It sounds like it is in fact the correct score and will stand. Oh, no binding, just attacking. Possibly only saw the cut from Susanna.
Yeah, there was definitely an afterblow from Iz, but there was a lot of contact there, and I'm not entirely sure that that exchange is worth calling as anything worthwhile.
It could be, but the judges are certainly spending a long time deliberating over whether or not this was a good strike and who struck who. It is very important to these fencers that this call be made correctly. Double. All right, and here they close again. They're both point forward, but they're not looking to engage. They're just trying to attack in. So far parried. Susanna may have wound a thrust in. Did you see that, Ronan?
No, I did not. All I saw was the series of cuts from above.
Oh, they're saying it was a thrust with afterblow. That's going to be, I believe, 1 point against Iz. Yes, indeed. Is being down to 3 now. Again, point forward, but no engagement. Just trying to dodge each other's blades and attack in. Now, Susanna did land the point there. Was there an afterblow?
I'm not sure, Michael.
And we will find that as the fencers try to avoid each other's blades, it does leave them both very vulnerable and open to attack. Doubles become more likely. Oh, yes, that was a thrust with no afterblow. Susanna taking the match against Iz, doing much better this round.
All right, it seems that most of the field is clear. How many matches do we have left, Michael?
We've got 2 more matches in this pool, and then I believe there will be 1 more additional pool that we'll be running. Yes, indeed. Yes, our next match is going to be Hillary Lipsick from F3 Sword Academy, squaring off against Carter Wenner from Sacramento Historical Fencing. Hillary and Carter both from Northern California. Hillary from this Bay Area, and of course Carter being from Sacramento.
Now, once again, Hillary is going to have trouble if she continues to wind back that Zorn. Carter good with his riposte in Ox.
I have seen him do some parry riposte, and that may work very well if Susanna continues to go for these big committed strikes. Hillary approaching from left Fomtag. Carter in that. Oh, going for that one-handed thrust. Looks like one of the judges thought it was good, but nope, they've changed their minds. Nope, strike to the hand from Carter. Yep, Hillary making some very committed movements, and Carter taking advantage of them.
While that initial thrust was a mile off, that hand strike was very clear.
It was. All right, Hillary perhaps hoping she can overpower Carter's guard and cut in. Oh, she attacked his sword, and he dodged and cut in.
Now Carter is pulling a lot of moves that he generally does with me out, avoiding that blade and coming into the other side, striking to the hand.
When a fencer strikes the sword like Hillary is attempting to do, it leaves them wide open for counter movements. And there Carter disengaged, and it looks like he may have landed a thrust.
I believe that was a cut to the neck. Let's see how the judges call it.
Looks like there's agreement between where the target is. It's worth a 1 point difference depending on how they call it. Could end the match right here. They call that a deep target. That is going to be match for Carter.
All righty. Clean that up real fast.
That's Carter Wenner from Sacramento Historical Fencing Academy taking that last match. And then, of course, we have one final match in this pool. It will be Claire Leahy, returning in red from Einhorn, LA, against Susanna Jackson, guard fencing. And again, Susanna is from On Guard, which is hosting this tournament. And On Guard have trained all of the judges and are providing all of the judges for this event so that none of the fencers need to do any judging or bring judges to the event. All right, and here goes the initial class. Fair house coming out from Claire. We've come to expect those. They are cutting that as a strike to the head.
Now, if I'm correct, this is the final match of this pool, yeah?
That is correct. This is our final match. Susanna down 3 points now. Claire looking for that bind and cutting around, and there it was again, another cut to the head.
Now it seems that Susanna, going in for that thrust, was waiting for a little physical from the contact of blades, and when she missed it, froze up.
Again, Claire taking the safe approach by waiting for a bind. Oh, Susanna did manage to get into her hands there. Claire brought them out maybe a little too early in that last exchange. And Susanna, as we know, likes to take those hands. That's 2 points against Claire. All right, Claire going in. Spherecopter again. A few of those strikes were very flat, but will the judges care? Nope. No, they do not.
Flat or otherwise, it's just as good to these judges.
And that is the match, finishing out our pool here. And there is one other pool running right now in the far ring. But we'll come back to you when we are ready for URG Longsword at Sword Crush 2024. I've been Michael Forrest Maservi. This was
Ronan Richards.
We'll see you later.
starting lighting the fire under these asses.
You're welcome. Well, it's not. Look, one of my guys got screwed. Name it.
Yeah, I'm on an 18-month delay for my replacement for this, and so as soon as you fired those shots off, I was like, oh, hey, by the way.
Yeah.
Is that from Aureus?
Yeah, Aureus.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Well, so I've done it before. Like, you can screw me over all you want. The second one of you guys get screwed over, that's where I have an issue. I took out name and fencing because of it. You have to remember, like, I remember they screwed, and I started a whole like investigation into them, and like I got a bunch of info from some of their former employees, and I was like, yeah, like, dude. That was me. Yeah, I think it was the main driving forces of like the major fund. I use my middle age system like privilege. Yeah, you do it right. Yeah, you get the right way.
Maybe. I had my second protein bar. So I'm gonna. But Ted's gonna show me how to work this. And Ronan, you're going for the turret, right? Yeah. Do you want to check in the scorecard for me? No. I don't know how. Oh, yeah. So there's that.
They have several rewards. You know what?
No. You can't do that. Yeah, okay, what exactly does that like?
But yeah, so if you want to do this kind of stuff, either help. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I was. It's quite tiring. But yeah, so if you're interested, Alec, let's talk on it because like we basically need like 4 people at a time.
Yeah.
Why did my Wi-Fi turn on?
Yeah. Is there anything you dislike more than paying taxes?
Probably.
I can think of a few things like
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't like paying taxes, but there are things I dislike. So hey, Ronan, a comment we got. I came to the live stream for his same comment.
Aww, that's so cute.
watched the live stream recording, and then I heard the casters, I mean you guys, commenting my style. I said like I'm from the Italian Renaissance, Italian, but I fancy more like Spanish. It's I could have not because I fancy I use the Southern Italian system, which does Marcelli. So this is why I'm blah, blah. Yeah, some people will find it as like a modified. Like yes, but it's Italian.
It is.
Italian.
Yes, indeed.
No, this is me just messing around. But
I saw
have
those earlier and I wanted to thank you. People that Italiano.
Everybody, thank you. Nice job. Like, this is so good. Like you guys are sitting here like casting all that. Oh my god, it's like amazing. Amazing work, amazing live stream.
Thank you. This is our first run. This is still like the test version of it, so we'll be at Battleborn next month.
Oh, nice.
Doing it again.
Okay, thank you so much. This is great.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed.
No doubt it will happen, but it would be really easy to still have all three cameras having, recording it.
We can get there. It's just a matter of.
I meant like,
Oh no.
it would be nice, but no, not impossible. It's extreme.
The better chance is if I can get and figure out why the switcher, if it is just an external hard drive, like power source issue, right? If I can get the right piece at all, What?
There were a couple people yesterday who were saying, how many would it take to get like a discount for?
So one of the things that I wanted to do, we should totally talk about it,
Carter gets to be the full.
Well, he's fighting Claire, and she wrecked him the first time.
That's right.
What's the frame size with the 723? All right. We're going to talk about the finals since we're going into it. We're getting started here.
Carter.
All right, we are back. Ronan, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Ted. I'm ready for the women's finals, or sorry, the underrepresented genders finals.
Yeah, that's right. It is not strictly women, as we do have cars as non-binary, I believe.
Non-binary, I do believe.
Yeah, so what we're going to have going on is we've got Rochelle DeBolt versus Stacy Stocky. That's going to be quite the matchup. Rochelle is a well-regarded, experienced fencer, regularly winning and doing quite well in both women's and open longsword tournaments. And Stacy is a very experienced fencer as well. She's from Tassetti's Institute of MMA and Fitness, and she has been in the HEMA community in the Northern California area for years. I think I've known her for over a decade at this point. After that, we've got is Kinsey Love versus Kat Frazier. That should be a good matchup to watch. Jenna Johnson versus Elise Coleman. And then Carter Wenner versus Claire Leahy. Now, I think Carter might have a little bit of difficulty since he did fight Claire in his first pool, I believe it was, or was the second.
That's right, Ted. He did have a bit of difficulty with Claire, especially with her parry riposte game. I'm wondering how he's going to bring that back after he struggled initially.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to make some adjustments, I think, to what he was doing if he's going to have a chance. But I do see him over here doing a little low gear warm-up happening at the moment. So maybe that'll make him feel a little bit better. We'll cut over to that so that you guys can see what we're seeing here. And it does help, of course, if I remember to remove the overlay because, you know, it doesn't do you guys any good. So, yeah, here we got Carter doing a little bit of self ready to go. little unsafe low gear sparring. I'm sure the tournament organizers will absolutely love that.
And it does seem like he's trying to work on his thrust game.
We've lost camera 1 for a second there. Let's go ahead and cut over to camera 2. He has done it, but yeah, working on his thrust game. Huh? Yeah, that was the one that we were watching. Dropped on me for a moment, but that's okay. We'll go over here and pick up a different camera.
Now it seems that around 90% of actions are cuts to the head after a parry. It would seem that he's trying to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, it didn't work against Claire originally, so he's going to have to try something new. We'll see how he goes on that as we get close to starting this up. Let's go ahead and get these matches set up. Looks like first up, as we said, we should have Stacy. Rochelle is one of Michael's students. We were talking about her earlier, I believe, here on the stream. She has been training at the Reno chapter of the Noble Science Academy for a few years now, and yeah, is a well-regarded fencer, does quite well in tournaments, and was one of the principal organizers, I believe, of their Fraufecht tournament that they hold in September, is when it is.
Coming together for the final set of matches in the corner here. We can't quite catch it on the camera. I believe we're discussing rules and regulations at this time.
Yeah, that's all right. They'll be going soon. Yeah. Giving us some thoughts on what he'd love to see from Ronan the Rat King Richards as far as a type of commentary. Oh, and yeah, over on Ring 1, we do have the first match started. Unfortunately, we don't have a camera on that ring at the moment, so we'll just kind of give you a play-by-play. It starts off with Rochelle and Stacy approaching. It looks like Rochelle has delivered an overhow to Stacy's head. Could be a clean strike. No, they called it a double. Looks like Stacy got a little something back in time. If we can't get a camera over on that ring and bring it to you right away.
That is really exciting, Ted, but let's finish that previous thought, shall we?
Sorry. What were we saying? What were we saying? I totally forgot. Oh, right. We were saying from Small Sword Pete that he'd love to hear a cheesy style ad like they used to do beer ads at sporting events like baseball games and football and whatnot. I don't know, Ronan, if you've ever seen the type of ad that he's referring to.
Yes, indeed I have. I have been on YouTube before, Ted.
And you looked up a commercial specifically?
Yeah.
The youth today, I will admit, I'm just getting old. Oh, there we go. We got camera 3 coming live on us, so let's see if we can't get a little bit of action happening. We'll join it already in progress. I have no idea what the score is over there, and it looks like we actually have a match starting up over here on Ring 1 as well. Looks like 7-7. I thought we were going to 9 points for the finals. I am apparently wrong, so I will make an update there. Let's see if we can't get everything fixed. All right, as soon as my camera on Ring 3 here is working again, we'll pop back over to that, since apparently over on Ring 1 they're just kind of oh yeah, we could go to camera 2, but I haven't. We'll take a look at that. Camera 1's thinking about it. There we go. We got action back on camera 1.
There we go. We can see Ring 3 finally.
This is going to be Jenna Johnson versus Elise Coleman, I believe.
This is the first exchange of their match. Got it just on time.
We'll get the score updated for those of you watching. Sounds like they've done a strike against white to a shallow target.
Now, if you didn't catch our first couple hours in pools, this is a counting down system. You don't want points, or you do
want your
want
points
points.
to stay high. That's right. Start high, you want them to stay high. And we'll get caught up and get what going on, but let's watch the fight. So we got Jenna coming out. Jenna's a very experienced fighter. She's been around in the HEMA scene for quite some time at this point. She's from Blackfriars School of Defense. I believe we talked about them yesterday. I think they're out of, did we say they were out of San Luis Obispo? I believe we did. Right now the score is 5-5. We've got shallow targets against each of them. Elise, of course, is from Einhorn Historical Fencing down in the LA area. So California versus Southern California battle going on for you.
Just like earlier in pools, we're seeing a lot of hand strikes from both fighters.
And we got our first double of the match. Let's see if we can't get this score caught up for what you're seeing.
That's right, Ted. Again,
there we go.
We're seeing a lot of doubles in this tournament specifically.
Looks like we had a shallow again tied up 3-3. Oh.
Yeah, once again, that looks like a double to me. What are they going to call it?
I would agree that yeah. Oh, just calling it as a shallow strike against White. I guess they felt that White's strike lacked any quality. So Elise is getting really close. We are down to 3-1. This could end either way. A deep target from Elise or a shallow. Going to see the end of this match. And they're slugging it out. Really going in there. We got a hold.
They call the hold after that strike, but I do believe it was flat to the arm.
Yeah, and it looks like the judges agree with you. They've watched the exchange. Here we go, coming back in. At least using that shoulder Vomtog, really hanging out. Okay, bringing in a pointed line. Oh, might have cost her. Looks like extended her arms was what Jenna was waiting for. Oh, yeah, shallow against red. Looks like she pulled it off. Excuse me.
Once again, a strike to the hands. Mostly unsurprising.
Yeah, down to 1-1. This is it. Match point. Oh, looks like they both hit the cross. Another strike to the hands. I think they're calling it.
Ted, you know, I literally could not be less surprised right now.
Why is that, Ronan?
Well, it would seem that we're going to end this fight on a hand strike just the way we began it.
It's funny in Longsword. You'll see some of these same fencers do in Rapier and Dagger where they're not afraid to maybe let their sword touch that of their opponents. But Longsword fencers seem to be afraid of the idea that their swords might touch.
Yeah, it would seem that some fencers are allergic to the bind.
Usually ones that claim to study early KDF is what I find.
This is true. As all of us know, early KDF fencers don't actually exist. They're just higher.
Oh, that's an excellent point. What do we got? It's coming down to, oh, and there we go. That final shallow strike landed against Elise, according to the judges. And so Jenna is going to be our winner. She will move on to the next round. Looks like next up we should have Carter versus Claire Leahy.
Now this should be an interesting fight with significantly less hands. A solid amount of deep target strikes. I'm wondering if he can keep that up.
Well, we're going to see here in just a second. All right, Carter, of course, the red fencer dressed in purple, while Claire is the white fencer dressed completely in black. The colors, of course, are chosen by the tournament and have nothing to do with what the people... Here we go, coming in. Oh, we got a quick strike right off the bat. What do we got?
To be expected. Carter got hit with the parry riposte, which he struggled with initially.
Deep cut against red. So he did take that Zverkow. We did hear a bit of a pop.
He did eat that strike in the teeth.
Well, you know, he skipped lunch today, so he was probably just hungry. Oh, did. Oh.
That looks like a double to me.
Me too. Yeah, we got a double called on that one. Kind of saw that coming. Here we go. Carter coming in again. looking, going for that hand snipe, trying to do a little bit of striking. Popular technique from Meyer. Likes to use it to clear a blade and create an opportunity. Though Carter cutting up into Claire's arms, not really being able to get his sword above himself to protect.
It would seem that Claire is playing very defensively. No, offensively, sorry.
Oh, and there we go. That looked like it was a good, clean hand strike from Claire. Yeah. I will say that I think Carter's doing better this time than he did in his first matchup. He's going to be down to 2 points, though. Oh, what do we got?
You know, hot take here. I do think you should be able to double out of eliminations.
You think you should be able to double out eliminations?
Yes, absolutely, Ted.
That is quite the hottest of takes. But it doesn't matter in this case because Claire has become victorious. Carter might have been talking a little bit too proud of himself during the lunch break when he was saying he was just in this to fight women as a non-binary gent. We're kidding, of course, but he said it was something about being Italian. I don't know. We'll ask him later when we get a chance.
Yeah, that's true. We do have to send Carter to therapy. He does have some issues he's yet to work out, serious mental problems, but we'll address that later. Claire is moving on. She was able to maintain that winning streak against Carter. Carter was unable to adapt. Peter just showed me a funny thing on his phone. Peter, I think you're distracting me from my current task.
Yeah, he's nodding his head. He agrees. But yeah, so what we're looking at as we go into this next stage is that looks like Rochelle is going to be moving on to the between Kat Frazier and Kimsey Love, who's going to be facing her. But we have Jenna Johnson versus Claire Leahy in the bottom half of the bracket coming in as well.
Claire is fighting once again.
Already? Oh, yeah, I guess they're moving that bracket forward already. Let's get that set up. We got Jenna versus Claire. Jenna Johnson versus Claire, getting some pre-match snuggle.
Now, it would seem that Jenna has a hunger and a need to murder people's fingertips. I'm going to wonder how that's going to match up against Claire's very close, aggressive style.
Well, I will say that it looks like Claire has come prepared. She's wearing the black fencer gloves by UH Armory? UF Armory, something like that. Which one? HF Armory out of the Ukraine. But those are some of the best clamshell gloves on the market at the moment. Definitely going to protect her hands. I mean, from being injured. I don't know if it's going to protect them from being sniped.
Claire comes in for that close Zverk.
Looks like we got a double called as the first exchange.
A very interesting. Jenna seems to be avoiding coming into close measure, trying to murder those fingernails from far away.
We see it in the way she's doing her shoulder vom tog, that she really wants to be able to get that snap down in on it.
Youch.
It's something we see a lot of fencers do. Now we got a shallow strike against White, so that's going to be a cut for 2 points against Claire.
Now I did see an afterblow thrust from the judges, from Claire, sorry.
But it looks like the judges either didn't see it or didn't like it. Oh, got that strike to the hands again. Looks arm. Might have an arm with afterblow.
Now, I do believe that it does not matter. They're going to get the points for that anyway, despite the afterblow.
Well, they get 1 point for it. Any afterblow reduces the scoring action to a single point, is the way that it works in Longsword. You'll want to pay attention to that, since I understand you're going to be fighting in the open Longsword later today.
That is true. In Burn, I will have to memorize that.
Yeah, just remember, somebody hits you in the head. If you can get that arm strike in there fast enough, you can take it down to a single point loss. But yeah, here we go. You can definitely see Jenna wanting to get those hand strikes. Claire's holding them back, trying to protect them, but I don't know that it's working for her. It looks like she's managing to get that strike on the hands regardless. So it looks like, if I'm reading this properly, they're saying shallow target with an afterblow against White. So I think we're down to 3-7. Okay.
Well, Claire does seem to be a... Oh!
Well, I mean...
I do believe if Claire didn't pull that strike, that would have been an easy yellow card.
Yeah, but I think that Zverk that she landed was really good. The question I have is whether or not the judges are going to find on the other side actually had quality or not. Let's see what they think. Here they go. Okay, calling it a shallow strike against red. Sounds like she managed to catch those arms with her Zverkow. A real nail biter we got here. Oh, I think we're probably saying, oh, looks like
Claire got that initial feint to the same way the second time around once her initial attack failed, leading to a counterattack from her opponent.
Yeah, and I couldn't hear what the director says, so I'm going to have to watch. Oh, looks like they called that last strike as a 3-point deep target for Jenna against Claire. So Jenna will be moving on to fight in the finals. It looks like we're seeing, yeah, we're gonna have Rochelle DeBolt versus Iz Kimzilov happening over in ring 1. Let's see if we can view that match. We don't have our screen display for it, but we can watch it as it happens here and see. Looks like they're getting started. Again, Rochelle is a well-regarded champion of a number of Longsword tournaments, so is going to have potentially a little bit of difficulty here. We'll see how things go.
Now, I have not seen a lot from this fencer in Burgundy, but I have seen plenty from Iz, and we...
Yeah, in Burgundy is Rochelle, kind of representing the colors of her academy, the Noble Science Academy in Reno, Nevada. Michael, our commentator, is her coach, so you can see him over there doing a little bit of corner coaching while things are going on. While I'm not going to be running scores for this, we will keep you updated. So it looks like that was called as a shallow target against Iz, so Rochelle is now up 7-5.
Seem that is continuously going for those hands.
Yeah, very popular tactic in Longsword. You know, you get different metas at different events, and this one definitely feels like a hand sniping kind of day. I really hope anybody that's fighting has good gloves. We are 5-5, so Iz has managed to tie it back up. You know, the real question is if she could knock Rochelle out in this match, while Rochelle will still fight for a medal, that would be quite the upset.
That is true, Tad.
Just gonna take a look here and see what ratings we've got for, because Rochelle, I believe, actually in the underrepresented genders and women's steel, she is in fact the #1 fencer in the world. So the question is, what can Iz do against that? And if she does manage to take her out, yeah, is 183 and 200 fencer against the #1 seed in the world. Let's see where we're at. Right now we're at 5-4 Rochelle, so she is up slightly. It looks like we had a strike with an afterblow, and then we'll see what they're calling. And actually, let me change my audio for you guys so you can actually hear what's going on over there. Oh, so yeah, Iz did take a strike. We're down to 5-1. It's getting close. All Rochelle needs is a strike with an afterblow to win it. So,
ooh, that might have been it, Ted.
It very well could have. Let's see what the judges think they saw. Even, you know, if they call Rochelle's strike as having priority and getting in there first, then even if there's the afterblow, she's going to win.
Red cuts to the upper target. Against White.
No, I think.
Oh, taking back her strike, not feeling that it was of quality.
No, but it seems it didn't matter. Rochelle did get that 1 point that she needed to win. So regardless, she'll be moving on to fight for gold here. So it looks like we're going to have Rochelle DeBolt versus Jenna Johnson. I'm pretty sure these two have met in finals before. And then Is Kinsey Love versus Claire Leahy will be our next match up. That'll be for 3rd place. So we'll see how that's going to go. Of all these final matches. So here we go. In just a few moments, I think, we should have this coming in. All right, so yeah, we got Is Kinsey Love, versus Claire Leahy. Don't look at one name while you read the other. This should be a fine matchup. Again, a lot of hand sniping potentially going to be on display, but Claire does like to go for some of those deeper targets, so we might get some good fun actions out of it.
Now, if I'm correct, we are now competing for bronze?
Yeah, this should be the bronze medal match that we're going to have coming in here, and then that'll be followed up with gold, and then once those are done, that's going to be the end of this live stream. But don't worry, we'll throw in chat the link to the Longsword Open tournament that will start shortly after, but we do like to break these up a little bit. We appreciate any of you that have been with us watching this stream for quite a while today. You know, we are a new channel trying to get going, so while we're sitting here thinking about it, how about you smash that like button, subscribe to us. Our next tournament is some voting kind of stuff that's going to be going on. I guess they do that kind of thing in Nevada. They like to vote. Are you familiar with that, Ronan?
Yes, I am familiar with the way the government works, unfortunately. And yes, they will be rescheduling the tournament due to democracy.
Yeah. So, hey, hooray for democracy. You're going to be voting, Ronan? You're 18 now.
Yes, I will be voting.
I'm not going to ask you who you're voting for, Ronan. I'm just asking if
definitely Kanye.
Oh, yeah. Excellent choice. All right. The Gen Z vote going to Kanye is what I'm hearing here. Great. All right. So, let's see. We got all 3 cameras up. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look. We'll be able to get all 3 cameras in action for you this time. Hopefully we'll get some good views of the fight. I'll do my best to keep the score accurate while also trying to have the best view of the fighting. It looks like I need to adjust one of these cameras a little bit. Camera 1's looking a little bit close. We'll go ahead and adjust that really quick. Get a little zoom out on it. There we go. The scores on screen accurate, the time accurate. The reality is I am just one man trying to do something for the first time, and there's a decent chance I'm going to make a mistake.
That is true. Ted is still counting on his fingers, so sometimes it's not going to be entirely accurate.
Oh, well, I immediately tell you that my times are going to be off because now we're in 2-minute matches, and I'm set up for a minute 30.
An initial Zverk from Claire with impunity. I do not believe Is got an afterblow on that.
Speed post arrives at the top of the head from White. Speed against red.
All right, so we got a cut against the red fencer. Clean. It's going to be 6 points. Oh, you're also fighting at 9. I would make that adjustment. But here we go.
One of these fencers got a strike to the arm. Then again, I'm not entirely sure which one.
All right, White fencer takes a shallow strike. So let's go ahead now and see. Oh, my scores are all the way off already. How am I down to that? Let's get these updated.
Now, both of these fighters seem to have a consistent issue with going a little bit after hold. I wonder if this is going to become an issue later on into the match.
All right, we got a deep target against the red fencer. That's going to take her down to 3 points. You can ignore my terrible system giving me the wrong value there. Oh, and we got a quick action coming in.
That looks like thrust to hand from Claire to Is.
Here really quick. Oh, and I think that's going to be it.
Now, I did not catch the greatest angle on that.
It's looked like that initial strike potentially to an arm, but even with an afterglow.
Red is carried by white. However, white's repost is flat. No exchange.
Okay, so the hold of the post for white is being...
Exactly, Ted.
Oh, we see a little half sorting.
I was seeing the exact same thing. Up until this point, edge alignment has not seemed to be of priority to these judges, but it would seem that now that it's the finals, we get to mix around the rules a little bit and not tell us what they are.
Not something you typically get to do in close factor, but, you know, I guess Claire thought it would be a good idea. Let's see if she was right.
A bit of a peculiar move from Claire, especially so far away in the onset.
Oh, we got a deep action against the white fencer, which is Claire. So that's going to take her down to 4 points. You can ignore my stupid system once again for putting the score up. Here we go. We've got single action. Claire just needs to land a strike with afterglow to win it, but a clean strike is really what we want to see. Oh, there we go.
I do believe that thrust landed. What do you think, Ted?
So I don't think the thrust landed, but the cut around with this fair count potentially did. The question is whether or not the judges like what's on it. It definitely was a rising cut right up into that armpit. There may have been an afterglow. Regardless, it's going to come down to which strike they feel landed first. Here comes John. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, going back for another discussion. Changed his mind.
Red is parried. Repost square to the side of the head from right. The continuation for red is pressed flat against white. Deep against red.
They called it deep action against the red fencer, and that is gonna be a victory for Claire. She takes home bronze at the Sword Crush 3 event in the URG Longsword. Quite the showing. It was a good fight. No hand sniping going on, which was you'll love to see it. Now we're going to get into our final match. This will be Rochelle DeBolt versus Jenna Johnson. Like I said, we've probably seen these two at previous events. I feel like this is going to be a rematch for both of them.
Now our two fencers are squaring up. All we're waiting for now is the judges to get in line.
Judges can give me just a second because they're faster today than I am, so I'll give them that. Here we go. Oops. What is going on? That's 16 system. There we go. We got a 2-minute match. Here it comes. Change the judges. Looks like she made some contact on Rochelle. Yeah, calling a shallow cut against red. That's going to take 2 points right off the top. Why is this not? That should be 7. Oh,
We got a hold. What is this for us?
Here we go. All right, again, same position. Looks like Rochelle managed to cut over with that. I think we're seeing a deep cut. What'd they call it? No, they called that as a deep cut against Rochelle. Here we go. So again, I apologize. My system gives me the wrong scores. Now we should be good. Looks like we had a safety hold or something going on.
Shallow against red.
Shallow hit against red. Another shallow hit against red.
Oh. Now it seems that Rachel just walked into that defense.
Rochelle.
Rochelle, sorry. Rochelle walked into that defense after trying to throw a feint, not waiting for a response.
Right? Did they call something? There's 2 points against Jenna.
They do seem to be standing at each other menacingly, and I do believe Jenna delivered a hand strike.
Shallow against red. All right, Jenna giving as good as she can.
Good honor.
All right, Rochelle back 1 point, which means we're going to be all tied up. Maybe. There we go, all tied up. 4-4. I'm going to try to get my time correct. There's a minute and 6 left on the clock. We're a little bit off on there. I do apologize. Okay, coming to a bump. But the fencers feel like there was something. The question is, yeah, the judges and I kind of agree with it. They don't really feel like there was quality there. I'm sure there was contact, but you can see that the pressure from both fencers was immediately rising up, so there was no penetration.
That seems to be the case, and
that
most, but that was not.
Jenna is going to be down to 1 point. Can she come back from it? That's going to be the question.
She's going to have to get aggressive and hit a deep target.
Oh, but that's not going to do it. That's going to be a cut to the low opening by Rochelle Bolt is victor. She has the gold medal at Wine Country Sword Crush 3 here in the lovely Northern California Sonoma area. And this is, you know, for Rochelle, this was a really big deal. Being the #1 ranked fencer in this category, definitely a lot of pressure on the line. So we do appreciate you guys being here. We're going to hang out for just a little bit longer while we get the recording of links to that in the chat just as soon as I remember where I put them. Ronan, what'd you think about what you saw today?
That was a fantastic tournament. A little slow at the start with those doubles and constant hand strikes, but near the end there, it got pretty clean, pretty technical. And I'm honestly very satisfied with the displays of artful fencing we saw here today.
I would agree. Let's see if we can get an angle over here on the fencers from camera 1. Let's make sure that's where we're at.
I'm not driving it way home, so.
Getting the custom designed laurel crown that they award here in the place of medals. These are actually, rather than laurel leaves, they're in the shape of the leaves of the grapevines that are found throughout the Sonoma area. All right, let's see. Managing to get it to fit. Oh, Amber, Art by Amber DeMar, given a prize on this one.
Shell the bolt.
Yeah, looking mask that is so popular. A little extra head protection. Here we go. Here's all our champions in one place getting photos taken. So with this, we're going to be ending this stream here. We'll be back in just a few minutes for
fencing that we saw that was beautiful and very representative of what we want to see here at Longsword fencing. Can I get a name?
Who are they calling? I didn't catch the name. And it looks like an honorable mention award is being given out for artful fencing.
Thank you.
There we go. Follow us there. It will be starting shortly. We said 2 o'clock-ish, and we're about 2 o'clock-ish. We'll see you soon.